What's going on, everybody? Jim here. Got another video game review for you today, continuing the series of games you really need to check out in 2026. Today, taking a look at Split Fiction from Hazel Light Studios. Man, I gotta say, they have really outdone themselves. This is by far the outstanding gem of this kind of cooperative multiplayer universe that these guys have continued to work on. And what you're looking at is some gameplay with me and my wife. She is on the left, I am on the right. We're playing as authors Mio and Zoe, who get caught in this very bizarre universe where their ideas are merged together. And only through partnership can they survive these crazy challenges. One of them likes to write about science fiction, and one of them likes to write about fantasy, and their two worlds blend together, and they go through these portals and pockets of stories that this company is trying to extract from them, essentially, in an experiment gone wrong. And man, what an absolute gem to play. But before I get into the nitty-gritty, if you guys like this kind of content, do me a solid, comment, rate, subscribe, help me reach my goal of 6,000 subs by the end of the year. I'd appreciate it. This is available on PlayStation 5, Windows, Xbox, Switch, and it came out last year, March 2025. But man, what an absolute refreshing game when you look at the sea of all the things coming out right now. I gotta say, I think Hazel Light is really the only studio right now that has nailed this cooperative multiplayer where you have to play with a friend. So you buy one copy, your friend downloads a particular free version of this, and then you can sync up and play together. So no, you don't have to buy two of them or anything. Or you can do what my wife and I are doing and play in co-op mode. Now, note that if you are playing remotely, it will look just like this. You will see your friend's screen on one side and your screen on the other. It's important because a lot of communication has to happen in this game. You have to constantly collaborate and talk. Puzzles have to be navigated together with increasing difficulty. Each area, the characters have different powers that can be used together to solve puzzles. In this particular puzzle, it took us a minute to figure it out. My wife realizes that she can hit this ball kind of in any direction, and I can take the ball and catch it and throw it into something, which for me is going to allow me to progress and then allow her to progress, and we kind of leapfrog back and forth. Generally, how this game kind of works is that both players are going to have to be the star of the show at some point. They're going to have to rely on each other to navigate and to do something, and then there'll be times when they'll merge up and you'll be kind of a free-for-all. This will ultimately culminate in some sort of boss fight or some sort of really, really detailed, elaborate battle where you're doing something all at once. And you kind of learn these small mechanics, and then you do some massive challenge at the end. And just when you feel like, hey, maybe I'm kind of getting good at this, well, don't worry. The game is going to just violently rock you and off to the next world and off to the next adventure. In this particular part of the game, we are stuck in Mio's world, and she is writing about these two cyber ninjas that are going after a crime syndicate. So we're navigating across the rooftops of this super modern city. But in just a few moments, and I don't think you'll see it in this particular clip, we'll beat this crime syndicate area, and then we'll be teleported into a fantasy area where I will assume the role of a fairy, and my wife will assume the role of a giant monkey, and we will have to navigate through the jungles of a medieval environment. Tons and tons of fun because you never know what you're going to find next. There are tons of little side challenges and things to get lost on just for fun that don't really do anything, like playing hopscotch or basketball or going off and finding some of the achievements. I feel like this is a great platinum game because you're going to just want to go off and see all the goofy things and get all the trophies anyway, and just go out and kind of navigate and have fun. In terms of gameplay, sound design, everything, this absolutely nails it. Lock 60 frames a second. It is jaw-droppingly gorgeous. And for a game that really centers itself around these small pockets of reality, these small little instance areas, the level design in each world is meticulous and so ridiculously just over the top. I mean, the fact that like we're running through this cityscape right now, right? The fact that we're just going to go in and we're already, you've already seen part of the rooftop we're navigating through. Just how detailed this world is is awesome. They did such a good job with it. I swear that this has more detail in it than some other games that are just in a single environment. The world building in this is just ridiculous. And the witty banter that Mio and Zoe have, against each other is phenomenal. You obviously have one person who's very outgoing and very whimsical, and you have one person who's much more serious and grounded. And, they obviously have their share of tense moments and some frustrating battles between the two. It works out really, really well. Now, unlike the other Joseph Fares Hazelight Studios games, these two characters came into this world not knowing each other. If you go back and look at A Brother, A Tale of Two Sons, obviously they're brothers. If you go back and look at It Takes Two, obviously a husband and a wife that are going through a divorce. This is two total random strangers. And you would think that two total random people that are thrust into this ridiculously goofy world would just honestly not bond over it. But they found a way to have really rich, clear dialogue and to make you care. Even when you know one of them is inherently wrong or being goofy or whatever, the dialogue makes sense. And I got to give them credit for working that out. I can't help but wonder, though, why they decided to detract from people who know each other. I guess they wanted you to experience the world as they experience the world and not come into it with any sort of emotional baggage or any sort of backstory that needs to be understood. Everything these characters see and do is kind of in the world. Now, obviously, they brought in their own demons, right? There are things that both Zoe and Mio write about that, it's close. It hits to the heart, and there's certain reasons why there's certain characters in the game, and you'll uncover some of that. But it was done in such a just logical manner that I just really can't help but think, like, man, you really think about this game as just kind of a collection of mini games in a sense, but very, very emotional impact, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'll say that as I wrap up this review, I think it's best played couch co-op. I'm a big fan of couch co-op. I love playing games with my wife, sitting on the couch next to her, talking, laughing, passing the controller back and forth, whatever. In this case, being in the same room, looking at the same screen, talking, it's really, really fun. I feel like that's a magic that we've kind of lost over the years, particularly with COVID and everybody kind of being in their own little stovepipe, in their own little bubble, in their own little environment. I really like that, a game like this exists. So I do recommend it. And if you don't have that option and you do want to play remotely, you can still do that too, but obviously you need to have voice communication because there's going to be a lot of trial and error. And it's going to be frustrating for a while until you kind of figure out what you're supposed to do. And but stick with it. It's rewarding. It's fun. Some of the side areas you do later on, the little bonus challenge kind of maps where you assume a totally different role, like a pig, for example. It's just so fun and laugh out loud funny, and can't say enough good things about this. So if you haven't already checked it out, do yourself a favor and invest in it, because I think you will be very, very satisfied. I know I was. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one, all right?